Hi folks, welcome to Flash Editorials for February 2nd, 2013. My name is Russell Longcore and I'm the owner and editor of DumpDC.com. Flash Editorials is presented by www.dumpdc.com. DumpDC is the world leader in secessionist thought. We show the world that secession is the only hope for individual liberty and property rights on this planet. Let's go directly to the news. In the nation, a group of 8 senators, bipartisan, naturally, has negotiated an immigration deal in which 11 million illegal immigrants will be given immediate provisional status to live and work in the United States. And once they get that status, they can then apply and work through the process of getting their green cards. So they're going to be given amnesty from prosecution, and the only real requirement is that they not have a criminal record. Now, the very fact that they live and work in America now is breaking immigration law. So they are all criminals. It's just that some of them haven't gotten a DUI or jacked a liquor store. This bill is sure to race through Congress, and Obama will certainly sign the bill, unless some dumbass loads it up with a bunch of pork that Mr. Obama doesn't want to pay for. But that usually doesn't happen. This proves that the rule of law in the United States is cold and dead, and like John Brown's body, is lying moldering in its grave. Now, in international news, Peggy Leen Bartels. Ever heard that name? Oh, Peggy Leen Bartels is a secretary that lives and works in the D.C. area, and she works in the Ghanaian embassy. But in 2008, her uncle died. Now, you might say, well, so what? How does that affect anything? Well, her uncle just happened to be king of a village on the southern coast of Ghana named Otuam. The village elders remembered Peggy Leen from a visit that she'd made to the village, and they thought that she would probably make a pretty good king. So they called her, offered her the position, and she accepted it. So Peggy Leen became the king of the village of Otuam in the nation of Ghana. Curiously, the new king still works at the Ghanaian embassy in D.C. full-time. But when she's in Otuam, she wears a gold crown, royal robes, and carries a scepter, and lives in whatever passes for a palace in a fishing village in Ghana. And now we learn that her life story will be turned into a movie, and that actor Will Smith has acquired the rights to make that movie. And ironically, an actress named Queen Latifah is going to play the title role. In the economy, the number of actual new unemployment claims filed under state programs, unadjusted, totaled 336,596 in the week ending January 26th. Now, this is a decrease of 70,429 over the previous week, and you know, that's nice. But folks, but I just want to remind you of something. In the weeks leading up to Christmas, there is a big hiring in retail that goes on in America. Would you not agree? And at the same time that that's happening, at the end of the year, non-retail companies lay off a lot of people to sweeten their bottom lines. Happens every year. It's happened that way for decades. They're looking to increase their numbers and have their fourth quarter look better on paper. Now, they may rehire a lot of these people right after the first part of the year, but you and I don't know that. There were massive layoffs that occur in January after the Christmas holidays are over. But where are those numbers? The numbers for the layoffs in non-retail, that was accounted for in the earliest part of the month with a couple 100,000 people losing their jobs. Over and above the normal 350 or 400,000, we had 2 weeks in the early part of January where it was like 550,000 people in 2 weeks got laid off and filed new unemployment claims. So where are those numbers? This is just more evidence that DC cooks the numbers and they cook the books week to week month to month, and year to year. In the economy part 2, now it's been a long time since I've mentioned the comprehensive annual financial reports, or CAFRs, that are filed each year by various governmental bodies. Now these can include pension funds, states, cities, counties, school districts, state universities. Like I said, pension funds, it could be government pension funds, it could be a school district pension fund, all self-insured pools, and the list goes on and on. Amazingly, folks, there are over 184,000 different governmental entities that issue CAFRs. 184,000 in America, and that doesn't include the federal government. Now this report issued, when the report's issued, the CAFR, the Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, it lists the things you'd normally expect to see, which is assets and liabilities. One of the secrets of government that is hidden in plain sight is the vast wealth that is held by governmental entities. Walter Burien, B-U-R-I-E-N, Walter Burien, is a man on a mission. And Walter has been chronicling the saga of CAFRs for many, many years. He insists, and he backs it up with exhaustive research, plus the very CAFRs of which I speak, that are issued by governments every year. And he insists that the governmental entities hold trillions upon trillions of dollars in stocks and bonds, and that the investments throw off so much money each year that it is not necessary for there to be any taxation in the United States of any kind. Now, isn't that surprising? Now, if this piques your interest, I would encourage you to go to his website and bring your reading glasses, and here's the website address. It's listed in this article. You can see it if you like, but it's www.cafr and the number 1.com. So it's cafr1.com. And in tonight's commercial message, we talk about wealth here. Let's talk a little bit about making some wealth, but let's back up just a moment and talk about this situation. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you found that you were paying full retail, a high retail, for something that other people were getting wholesale? Or even worse, here's even a worse discovery. You find out that you're paying full retail for something that other people get for free. They get the same thing you're getting, or a better product, and they get it for free. Now, wouldn't that chap your ass? Wouldn't that rot your socks, as I said as a kid? Well, unless your mobile service is through a company named Solivay, you will eventually discover one or the other. You're either going to discover that you are paying too much, or that you could have this service for free and you just don't know about it. Now, in case you didn't know, Solivay is the newest national player in the mobile phone service providers. I don't know what else to say. That is also the fastest growing of its competition, and its competition are all the big players like AT&T and Verizon and T-Mobile and Sprint and, you know, all those guys. And just a couple of weeks ago, Solivay received an award from J.D. Power and Associates that they were the #1 customer service provider of all of the mobile service providers doing business in the United States. And remember, Solivay only launched nationwide September 21st, so they've made some pretty significant inroads in a very short period of time. Now, to learn more about Solivay service and how you can get unlimited mobile phone service for either $49 a month or for free, visit Solivay. Scroll down here where you see in this article, scroll down where you see the link and click on that link for more details. Now, the other thing that I talked about at the beginning of this commercial message was building wealth. There's only one company that does mobile service providing in the United States that will allow you and me, as just little guys out here, you know, teenagers, college students, moms that work at home, dads that work outside the home, anybody who has a cell phone, that they can refer people to Solivay and get paid a monthly commission for it. Now, I've seen it happen in the past where I think AT&T had friends and family, and if you would sign up your friends and family, you'd get free minutes back then, or you'd get free monthly service. Okay, but that ain't cash. Solvay pays cash for referrals, period. So if you want to find out more about how you can make some money and turn your telephone into an ATM, scroll down in this article and find the link and click on it. Because this is my business and I'm going to get paid for it, I thank you very much, and I look forward to working with you. In the business headlines, there's a federal judge in Louisiana that has accepted a plea of guilty from BP, the British Petroleum Company, the big international oil company, right? In response to charges including manslaughter that stem from the 2010 Deepwater Horizon disaster. Now, BP will likely pay an enormous fine of billions of dollars, and that'll be the end of it. And they'll charge it off against profits, and they'll keep on moving. But somebody tell me, because I'm not a lawyer, how a corporation can have criminal charges leveled against it. A non-person entity does not commit crimes. People commit crimes. But you want to bet that not one person employed at BP will see jail time? I'll take that bet. Now, in sports, it's the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl game Sunday. And even though I don't like the Ravens, I'm rooting for them to beat the Patriots. And my reason for doing that is purely geographical. You see, Baltimore is further south than Boston, and I'm a Southerner. I can't bring myself to root for a Yankee. Also in sports, the Georgia Chamber of Commerce has cravenly issued a statement in support of the private-public partnership between the Georgia taxpayers and the Atlanta Falcons NFL franchise owned by billionaire Arthur Blank. The deal is for an $800 million stadium for the Falcons. Let that sink in. $800 million for a place to play football. In the statement, Chamber President Chris Clark and CEO Steve Green based their support on obvious lies about the Georgia Dome. They call it a, quote, aging stadium and now one of the oldest stadiums in the NFL, end quote. Well, compared to what? I'm not really sure. But the dome was completed in 1995, so that makes it just 18 years old. Now, if you want old stadiums, here's a list of old stadiums for you. How about Lambeau Field in Green Bay, which is 56 years old? How about Soldier Field in Chicago? That's 89 years old. How about the Superdome in New Orleans? That's a spry 38 years old. And how about the stadium the Bills play in Buffalo? That's 40 years old. That's old stadiums. I realize there's a lot of new domes popping up around the country, but it doesn't make it right, and it doesn't mean that Atlanta needs one. Seems the Chamber's only real concern is that Atlanta stay in the competition for a Super Bowl game, and they said that in their statement. If you want to look at the statement, go to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution's webpage, which is ajc.com, and read the story. That's where I got this. One game Super Bowl that might come to Atlanta perhaps once every 10 years, if and only if the right people get paid off. Folks, this is a perfect example of crony capitalism at its most corrupt. Business leaders curry favor with politicians so they get sweetheart deals. And what do the taxpayers get for this deal? Well, they get debt in the form of state bonds. Now, will you get a free ticket to a game because you helped finance the stadium? I'll just sit here and wait for the laughter to die down. Okay, you done now? Okay, good. Finally, in entertainment news, in some recent campaign season, actor Alec Baldwin said that if the Republican presidential candidate won, he would move out of the United States. Well, now that his show 30 Rock has shut down, he may get the chance. You know why? Because he got married recently. I don't know how recently, but his most recent wife, Hilaria, wants to move to Spain. About the only thing I can say after reading the story is, bye-bye, Alec. You're going to live in Spain for a little bit of time. Iberia Airlines is ready when you are. That's all for tonight. Thanks for watching. I am Russell Longcore. For all of us here at Dump DC, good night and good luck. Dump DC, 6 letters that will change history. Good night, folks. Thanks. See ya.